Hey everybody, James Ron Type here, and today we're looking at INFJs versus ENFJs. So let's get into it. So let's look at some of these similarities and differences that INFJs and ENFJs have. There are many similarities due to the fact that INFJs and ENFJs, they share the same ego functions. They have the same functions in their ego and the same functions in the other sides of their mind as well. But there are some differences, the core differences being that the functional order is different. So while they do share a lot of the similar functions and similar orders, they are slightly different as well. And we'll kind of get into that and how that affects things. INFJs are also soul temple, which means they're character focused. They're focused on improving their own character and others. And ENFJs are mind temple, which means they're more education and credential focused more on learning. So we're not going to go too much into the temples, but that's just kind of a quick overview of that. So first we'll start with the similarities. Similarities between INFJs and ENFJs are that they're both, types that make judgments based on an ethical, foundation. So these types, they look at what is ethical, what will prevent harm and increase good, what will, benefit the majority, benefit everybody as much as possible. And they do look to be fair and ethical and righteous when they make their decisions. And this kind of goes into the second point. They both want to make decisions that make others happy because their NI and their FE are in their top two slots. They're very decisive. They look at, what decisions can I make? What can I do here? What can I do there? And when they're making decisions, they look to, make the best choice that will improve other people's lives, that will make other people happy, that will make the world a better place. And they're focused on that future in this way. Both these types, they want to be listened to as well when they're telling the truth. INFJs and ENFJs, they have TI in their ego functions, and they want to make sure that when they're telling the truth, when they're being honest, when they're saying what they think, that other people are listening to them and believing them. These types also really want others to stick around for them, remember things for them, because INFJs and ENFJs both have extroverted sensing, and they want to make sure that other people are going to remember them, that other people are going to have a good experience from them, or other people are going to be impacted from them, and that other people, I keep saying other people, but the fact is they want others to stick around for them. They don't want to be abandoned. They don't want to be left behind. They don't want to be forgotten by people. And this is a very foundational part of what these types really want in their relationships. So yeah, lots of similarities with their functions, right? They have NI, they want to make good choices, they want to help other people, have good intentions, be fair. They want to be listened to when they do speak up because they often, will, placate other people's feelings. So when they finally have their own opinions, when they have something they think they want to be heard, and they want people to be loyal to them. And here's some differences in that functional order. INFJs, they have NI hero, while ENFJs have NI parent. So this is a little bit of a difference. INFJs more optimistic with what they want. They want to kind of save the world with their decisions, their own path, and their own future. Whereas ENFJs are more like mediating their functions. They're more like, I'm going to make good decisions consistently, always work hard, always do my part diligently and responsibly, but they're not going out of their way to, make choices that might change the world as much. So this is a little difference. INFJs more optimistic, more hopeful with their future, whereas ENFJs a little more pessimistic, a little more, can see negative things that can happen, negative events, negative possibilities. They're a little more pessimistic about their future. ENFJs, on the other hand, they have FE hero, so they're looking to kind of save the world, be optimistic with their FE, helping people, giving to people, and being generous. Whereas INFJs have FE parent, so they're a little bit more guarded and defensive. They're like, okay, I want to help people, but I understand there's bad people out there. People might take advantage of me. I don't want to just give it all away or be too generous. So that they're a little bit more pessimistic about their giving and their kindness. They're a little bit more guarded with their compassion and a little more selective about who they give it to. Whereas ENFJs are looking to give as much compassion, as much love, as much happiness as possible. And they're kind of with that heroic and very optimistic disposition with this function. So you can see how, their top two functions have slightly different optimisms and pessimisms, which affect how they use them. And now going on to their third and fourth function, it's very similar. INFJs have TI child, whereas ENFJs have TI aspirational. And so this means INFJs, they're very pure and logical. They're always thinking things through, and they're very optimistic with their conclusions and their logical deductions and what they think. Whereas ENFJs are a little bit more insecure. They're aspiring. They're trying to access their thinking. They're trying to lock it down and have their thought processes be expressed and be, internalized. Whereas INFJs, very optimistic, kind of, very pure, very, very forward thinking with that. Whereas ENFJs, can be a little bit more hesitant, a little bit more apprehensive. They might be a little bit more insecure with their thinking in general. ENFJs, on the other hand, have SE child, which makes them very pure and optimistic with their performance, their ability to impact others, their ability to give good experiences, whereas INFJs have SE aspirational, so they're a little bit more insecure about the experiences they might give. They're a little bit more insecure about their performance. So while ENFJs can be, insecure, am I right? Is this true? INFJs are going to be, I don't know, did I give that person a good experience? Did I do enough to have people stick around for me? Am I memorable? Am I impactful? So while INFJs are a little bit more insecure about their impact, ENFJs a little bit more insecure about their intelligence, but ENFJs are optimistic with their performance, their impact. They're more willing to put themselves in those social situations, be able to be seen by others, have the attention, and have a little bit more trust that they'll be able to perform. But both of these types can be a little apprehensive, and the difference between child and aspirationals. Child's like, I'm going to do my thing, I'm going to constantly be running, I'm going to constantly be going, whereas aspirational's a bit more like on and off switch, where it's either being ignored or it's on, and it's going very, very strongly. So when it does aspire, ENFJs can use their thinking more than anyone, and INFJs can really focus on their impact and what they're putting out there. So these types kind of have a little bit of a different functional priority when it comes to that. So then let's go into their temperament and interaction style. Both of these types are idealists. They do prioritize the future. They look ahead, especially with their own future, and see how things are going. And these types, they're relationship focused, so they're going to put relationships above everything. That's their number one priority. They really care about, their romantic relationships. They're the people that are close to them in their life, and anybody that's going to be, around them in their future. Where INFJs, they're finisher types, and they like to complete things alone often. They have that kind of NI focus. They look to get things done, pursue it to the end. They have that vision, that laser focus. They know what they want. They know what they're going after, and they can work to progress those things. Whereas ENFJs are structure types. They like to oversee things. They like to lead things. They work with other people, and they might not be as specifically focused on the start or the end, but they're looking to kind of provide structure for other people, provide a safe space for other people as well. And ENFJs, they care about cleanliness, order, things to be, structured, like I said, in that way. Whereas INFJs, they can kind of operate in mess. They don't care. They like the chaos. They like to kind of progress things in a chaotic way, and they don't care about having that perfect order like ENFJs do. And INFJs, they have that internal energy, right? So it's that NI and that TI. They're always thinking about the future, thinking about what they're going to do, thinking about their choices. Whereas ENFJs are always thinking, how can I impact people? How can I make people happy? How can I improve people's lives? And they're always running with that kind of external energy. So hopefully that kind of explains some of the core similarities and differences between these types. I could go on for much longer if you guys are interested in this topic. And you can learn more on ontype.ca/INFJ. There's an INFJ handbook there, and there's an ENFJ handbook coming out on ontype.ca/ENFJ. So if you're looking to pick those up, it kind of gives a little bit of an overview, but it gives lots of very specific, instructions and advice on how to use the functions based on the functional order and the temperaments and the interaction styles. So I hope this gave some kind of good overview information. And like I said, if you want more, then comment down below. And I hope you all have a great day.